New York Mayor Eric Adams loses it, claiming his city is on the brink of collapse thanks to unchecked migration. As our country self-destructs over immigration, yesterday a federal judge in Austin, Texas, with a ridiculous decision that's become sadly predictable, Judge David Ezra determined it's illegal for Texas to use floating barriers to prevent an invasion of migrants pouring across the Rio Grande, posing as asylum seekers. Ezra, much like the rest of our federal government, has zero concern for the invasion of people gaming our overly empathetic asylum laws, mostly because nobody in our federal government cares about the devastating effects of this invasion. You see, it's just a calculation for the left. Flood the country with needy migrants until it's so bad Republicans finally surrender to an immigration deal to secure the border, a deal that gives everyone inside the country legal status and a vote. That's what they really want. What's most disturbing about the left's plan is the clear disdain for Americans' quality of life. The Biden administration's immigration architects are actually destroying American cities and towns indiscriminately. Even the bluest cities are not safe from this. And the Biden administration just shrugs off the pleas for mercy because the end game is so critical, they can't be bothered with the cries of big city Democrats losing control of the places that they govern. New York Mayor Eric Adams is a perfect example. Adams was once a proud sanctuary city mayor, but today, or I should say this week on immigration, he sounds a lot more like Donald Trump.
Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian-speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem. Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We got a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut. Every service in this city is going to be impacted. All of us. So as you ask me a question about migrants, tell me what role you played. How many of you organized to stop what they're doing to us?
How many of you organized to stop what they're doing to us? Isn't that incredible? I let that play out because it's just so amazing to hear. It's so different from what we've heard from his party for the last several years. That's the mayor of New York. It sounds like something you'd hear on a Steve Bannon podcast 3 years ago. Over at MSNBC, left-wing zealot Mehdi Hasan, a forceful champion for the destruction of this country, said, "I have seen the Eric Adams clip claiming migrants will destroy New York. It is awful. There's a reason why Republicans and far-right folks are gleefully sharing it. New York Dems could have had Maya Wiley as mayor, but they went for the ridiculous Adams, a Trump knockoff." Yeah, Maya Wiley would have been great. I actually was very excited about Eric Adams when he came in. I've been a bit disappointed in how he's performed, but I thought he would be a pretty good Democrat to run this city because he seemed to be common sense. It's something that this city's missing in that party. Mehdi Hasan's tweet is hilarious for many reasons, but the shift in rhetoric is pretty incredible when you think about it. In fact, here was Eric Adams about 1 year ago talking about the same subject.
You pledged during your campaign to keep New York City a sanctuary, a city. Do you have any concern that policy is attracting more people to the border, more people to cross the border to make that dangerous trip?
No, not at all. This city has always been a sanctuary city, and we've always managed those who wanted to come to New York City to pursue the American dream. Let's be clear here. We've all come from somewhere. Our lineage came from a location, and the pursuit of the American dream is what we've all fought for. It could be done correctly by making sure people legally enter the country, and we coordinate in a proper way.
So that's back when he got his talking points from the White House, obviously, and that's how they all sounded back when open borders was really only Texas's problem. Those were the good old days. But then people like Ron DeSantis started sending migrants to places that very wealthy Democrats live, the people that kind of run the party and pay for everything. Never forget one of the greatest political maneuvers we've seen when Florida's governor delivered just 49, only 49 migrants to the liberal elite utopia of Martha's Vineyard, the place where the wealthy ideologues ruining our society all run to avoid the reality that they've created. You've never seen these people move faster than when these 49 unwelcomed migrants arrived on their idyllic little island. Within 24 hours, they were banished, but they were banished with love. The wealthy Martha's Vineyard housewives, near tears, expressing their compassion as they promptly removed 49 eyesores from their idyllic community. We love you so much. Please never come back again. Go back to Texas. It's more your style there. You'll like it better. But the migrants didn't just show up in Martha's Vineyard. The Biden administration has been slowly planting these people all over the country because they need voters everywhere, of course. In New York, more than 100,000 have arrived at this point. That is a lot of people. Entire hotels are filled with working-age males enjoying a free Manhattan hotel. Sounds nice. Paid for by New York tax dollars, half my paycheck. In a city that already has a massive deficit after COVID sent all of its high earners to Miami, this is unsustainable. This is insanity. No normal country is run this way, and the left-wing ideologues have only been able to get away with this chaos because politicians and the media worked so hard to convince Americans that it's somehow racist to not allow the entire world to come in and pillage the beautiful country that we have created. It's been an incredibly successful psyop on the American people, convincing a majority at one point to feel guilty enough to allow our society to commit suicide. It started by telling Americans that Donald Trump was a bigot and that unchecked illegal immigration is what makes us so strong.
Those folk who are coming across are the ones who are helping to put food on our table. Without them, we're not able to eat.
We need immigrants. This country would collapse without immigrants.
We are a nation of immigrants and the culture that they bring to this country.
It is immigrants who historically, in addition to all others, who have helped strengthen our country, strengthen our economy.
Those days, I think, are gone, at least for now. And so incredibly disingenuous they were. There is a difference between normal, orderly immigration, bringing in the best people from all around the world to strengthen our nation, bringing in what we need to make us stronger. There's a big difference between that and just opening up the floodgates to an entire continent to our south. No other sophisticated country in the world would ever do this. No other country would ever elect a president that invited people to surge his own border in a primary debate.
I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard.